Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Free Think Dojo. And for today's video, I wanted to talk about a topic that I feel like is pretty present in 2025, and that is money. Now, obviously, everybody loves money. I love money. I work for money every day. But something that I feel like is an unpopular opinion these days is I don't really want to be rich. I think it's pretty known these days that people with money kind of run things in this world. And I know that money is something that all of us strive to have and we have to survive. But I feel like a lot of people are kind of taking it to an extreme to the point where they're almost giving up their souls to just make a buck. So I thought today I would talk a little bit about my experiences with that idea, and also just trying to navigate money, investing, and finances in my late 20s. And I hope you guys relate as well. So feel free to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, like the video, and let's get started. I think everybody at this point has realized that the people that are in charge of our country and just the world in general are usually the people that are the richest, the millionaires, the billionaires, the people that have too much money to the point where they can pretty much do whatever they want. And with somebody with that much power, just because they have more dollar bills than us, I feel like it's kind of a bigger issue than what we make it, because a lot of people see these people and they go, I want to be that. I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to have too much money because it will fix my problems. And for me, at least, I don't think that's the case. It is so easy to fall into the trap of getting all the dollar bills that you can and saving up and investing to the point where you never have to work again. You can have financial freedom, which all of us want that. But when that's your goal and that's your only goal, I feel like it's one of those things where it's a dream for a lot of people. But when they get that dream and they actually become successful and get money, it might have solved those issues of just not having enough in your bank account. But did it really solve any other issue in your life? So at the end of the day, I feel like we all need to ask the question, what does it mean to be rich? I think for a lot of people, especially if you want to go philosophical, people would see richness as having a loving partner or a loving family that are healthy and are able to go about life happy. And I feel like for a lot of people, that message is pretty scarce these days, because with how the world has evolved and developed, and especially in 2025, a lot of people don't see and really cherish those things these days, and it really shows. Now, I get it. Having money is important, and investing in your future is also super important. I actually just started investing a couple years back really heavily into, high yield savings accounts and other types of investing options. And at the end of the day, I am trying to prepare for my future, but I always try to find a balance when doing that. When I get a new paycheck, I try to put as much money as I can into one of my investing options. But at the end of the day, I do try to leave some aside for things like buying a new game that's on sale, or, going out and getting something to eat with my fiance. I always try to have money set aside to be put towards things that I do truly cherish. Because, yeah, I do want to have as much money as possible. And if I become financially free one day, that'd be great. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sacrifice everything that I have mentally, money wise, physically, or relationship wise just to become rich. So when it comes to what does it mean to be rich, for me, I feel like relationships cause richness. Money is expendable. You can have as much money and money comes and goes, but people, relationships, those are harder to come by these days, especially in 2025. So if you don't cherish those things and you focus too much on money, how rich are you going to actually be? I have seen money really twist and turn people close to me, and it's been really disheartening to see because it's only gotten worse as the years go by. I've even seen videos of these kids in high school that are day trading during the days and trying to turn into like a stock market pro. So when they get out of high school, they're going to try to be as financially free as they can. And I feel like that's just so unrealistic. I'm sure there's someone out there that has had super success when it's come to day trading in high school. And you have all these people on social media that are buying all these cars and houses at 19 and 20. And I'm just like, that's not real. I mean, it might be for them, but for the average person just trying to make a good living, that's not reality. These billionaires and these people that you see flaunting money, I feel like are almost not human in certain senses. You see, obviously, people out on media and people, running the country with billionaire statuses. And whether you have different opinions on politics or, whatever, obviously don't want to get too into the weeds there. I feel like if you looked at it in a simplistic sense, these people have done whatever possible to make so much money that they've achieved these certain statuses. So what makes you think they won't continue to do bad things and, bring real damage to society and the world in general just to make more money? I think you know the answer. But obviously, I'm not to judge, right? I don't have all the money in the world. I've saved up money, I've invested in myself, and will continue to for the rest of my life. But at the end of the day, all that money's going to be pointless once I'm gone. And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize. You can have as much money as possible. You could be in billionaire status, and it would still not matter once you're in the ground. All that money would go to somebody else. All that money that you built would go to somebody else. Now, if it's your kids and you're there to support them and, you divvy it up to obviously not turn them into their own billionaires, but still give them a chance to work while being comfortable in life, I feel like that's a good goal. But at the end of the day, that money's just going to go somewhere else. So while you invest in yourself, and that's a good thing, you don't want to give up your relationships and your soul to do all these bad things to make money, because at the end of the day, people are not going to remember you for how much money you had. They're going to remember how you were as a person and as a human being in the world when you were alive. That message right there has always stuck with me, especially as I started investing, because I never want to forget about who I am as a person. And money can really do that. They can do it very quickly as well. If you focus so much on the goal of financial freedom and to get as much money as possible, you'll start to neglect a lot of personal relationships, a lot of relationships that you could have, but you just don't want to invest that way. And really, that's what it is. Investment goes in many different paths. It can be a money path and a personal path. Most people will focus so much on the money path because they feel like if they have a ton of money and they invest in their life, then later on in life, they can focus on, getting a relationship, finding friends, getting married, having kids. But time is of the essence, everyone. And I feel like eventually you're going to run out of time. So find that balance. Find that balance of investing money, but then finding time to invest in yourself. Buy that video game. Go out and eat out every once in a while. Don't go crazy. Just have that balance. Money has the ability to mold us, and I hope that's the biggest message that people get from this video. But how it molds us is up to us. Put in money, invest time into money, and put that money aside to invest and build over time while you focus on the things that are important. Money is important, but not as important as the relationships, the people, the friends, family, the kids that you're supposed to cherish in life, because those are the things that really matter. Those are the things you can't get back. At the same time, cherish the simple things in life. Go out to eat, buy that game, buy that movie, have fun. Because at the end of the day, once again, you can try to be a billionaire as much as you can, but at the end of the day, you're going to become a billionaire in terms of mindset without actually becoming a physical billionaire. Think about that. So no, I don't want to be rich. I do want to try to aim for financial freedom. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't, I'm still going to invest in my life, invest in my portfolios. But also, I don't want to get to the point where I forget about the things that I'm supposed to cherish. And obviously, I'm not the, tell-all person on how to live your life. You don't have to listen to me. But I will tell you that when I started investing, I got too involved in it. I got too focused on the options that I started to feel like I was coming out of balance and neglecting the ones close to me. So before it got worse, I nipped it in the butt right there. I did research on balancing. And at that point, I can tell you for sure that you do not want to get into too much of the weeds there. So feel free to comment down below your experiences with investing. I know it's a pretty popular topic for a lot of YouTube channels and even Call of Duty commentary channels. So let me know what you think and how you're trying to balance out your life as well. Once again, I appreciate everybody watching the video. I've appreciated the support as well from my 1-month video that I just put out. Really excited to see how this channel takes off, and I hope you guys stick around to see. Once again, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video as well, comment down anything below in your life experiences, and I will talk to you guys next time.